Good morning, Facebook. We're very early today because I've got a full day of court, and I wanted to get this out there because it was something that came up yesterday, and it's a cautionary tale. Um, there's this myth going around that you can transfer your property out of your name and file for bankruptcy, and then get your property back from the person you transferred it to, just to protect it during bankruptcy. Bad idea. The vast majority of cases, the property that you own can be fully protected in bankruptcy. You most likely don't need to transfer it out of your name. If you do need to transfer it out of your name, then there are very special ways to do that. And just signing over a deed isn't the way to make that happen. Um, in fact, transferring a property out of your name in order to avoid that property being lost to creditors is fraud. It's a fraudulent conveyance. The property can be taken back, your exemptions can be annulled, and the property can be sold to pay your creditors. So do not go off and do this. Especially don't do it unless you talk to an attorney. Okay, and you want to have talk to somebody with a good bit of experience in dealing with property in bankruptcy. Most likely, there are ways to protect the assets that you do own. Right? Transferring them to your sister, your uncle, your cousin, your brother, your father, whatever, that's not the way to do it. Okay? In the case that came into my office yesterday, a gentleman had transferred a piece of property. It wasn't worth a whole lot of money, but it was a family property, and they didn't want to lose it. So before they talked to an attorney at all, they knew they wanted to file for bankruptcy. They transferred the property to a family member and didn't tell their prior attorney about it. So when their case was filed, the trustee moved to undo the transfer and sold the property, or is trying to sell the property in this case. And unfortunately, in that situation, because those steps were already taken, there's not a lot that can be done. Now, we may be able to work something out with this trustee to negotiate a buyback or put it in a Chapter 13 to do repayment over a period of time. But with proper planning, this could have been handled much better. So don't go off and do property transfers on your own. This is one of those myths that's very prevalent out there. I've unfortunately seen it a number of times. Most of the time, fortunately, we see it's before it happens, before the transfer happens. It's a prospective transfer. But when it happens before somebody ever walks into my door, there's the recourse is limited, especially if there is a desperate need to file bankruptcy quickly. So talk to a lawyer. You want to talk to somebody who does bankruptcy, if not exclusively, then as a predominant part of their practice, because they're going to have a lot more experience with these type of matters than somebody who dabbles in bankruptcy. But talk to a lawyer. Don't go and do this on your own. All right. Thanks, Facebook.